Casey Rae here. Whew, it's cold. I'm getting all my stuff ready because I have a really exciting video for you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so cold though. It's supposed to be spring. This is Georgia. So I don't know. Hello, hello. I was freaking out. Okay, I'll play with you in a minute. I'm gonna come over here by the window. I don't know if you guys remember the DNA results video that I posted. 11% Scandinavia, which is Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, which I love. I identify so much with their way of life, the way that they embrace Hygge. I mentioned that I was 11% Scandinavian, and I was super excited because I love all things like Scandinavian, Danish, and Hygge in particular. And I also said that I have some clients from Denmark and that I love talking to them because their outlook on life is just really cool. And she has agreed to do a video with me, and I'm so excited. She's gonna teach us all about Hygge or however you pronounce it. I'm sure that's gonna be one of the things she teaches us, is actually how you say it. So if you guys are interested in learning a first person perspective from a real Danish lady, then keep watching because you guys are gonna love Lisbeth. Okay, we're rolling. It's hot. I was freezing earlier. Is it cold here right now to you?
Yes.
Or is it comfortable?
You've gotten a bit too. We've gotten used to heat.
You've gotten used to the heat?
Actually, I thought the spring would be warmer here. Then it has been this year.
Yeah. So first of all, I wanted to thank Lisbeth for being in this video with me as the siren goes by. She definitely didn't have to do this for us, but she is so graciously agreed to be in the video. I know that the first time meeting you, I was super excited to hear that you were from Denmark because I have this borderline obsession with all things Scandinavian, and I was like, great, now I can finally hear all about Hygge or Hygge, or first of all, how do you pronounce Hygge or Hygge?
Hygge.
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 Say it again.
Hygge.
Hygge.
Yeah, that's better.
So you gotta put like a
Yeah.
Hygge. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Can I just say Hygge?
Yeah.
Okay. It's close enough? Alright, cool. So one thing that I do know about Hygge is that there is no English word for it. Why do you think that is?
I only know that I think you perceive it differently. I mean, you don't exactly do the same thing.
Yeah.
I think Hygge is very Scandinavian in many ways. You don't find it in Germany as well, or other places.
So it's just a Scandinavian thing, like.
Yeah, mostly it is.
So how would you categorize it? Is it like a lifestyle? Is it a mindset? Or is it like a feeling? Like, I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around like what category you put it in.
I mean, it can be lifestyle, and it can be a feeling. For me, it's mostly a feeling of something warm, nice, something I do for myself or my family and friends. That is nice, relaxing, unwinding.
That's kind of how you would describe it for someone who had never heard of the concept before. You would just say it's kind of cozy, or like a cozy feeling, or...
I mean, I can give you a couple of examples what Hygge can be for me and for my family. It can be different things for different people. I mean, if I have to do it for myself, it would be unwinding on the couch with a throw, an ice book, and just relaxing. If I wanted to do it for my kids, for example, they could come home from school, I would have made home-baked cake or yeast rolls, and they would have hot cocoa with whipped cream, and we would sit around the table.
That sounds magical.
Yeah. Just talk about how their day's been at school. And I think the most important thing for me is that Hygge has nothing to do with iPads and iPhones. They're
exactly
forbidden.
Yes.
Right. And if I wanted to do it for friends or family, I mean, I would invite them over for home cooked food and make sure to set a nice table with napkins, flowers, candlelight. So that's kinds of things that I think is really for me.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So the Danish people continually rank the highest in happiness. Do you think that that has a lot to do with Hygge? Is that like the main reason, because you guys put so much emphasis on being together and making the most out of your time together? Do you think that's why, or is it something else, or is it like a combination of things?
I think it's a combination of things. I mean, Hygge has a lot to do with it. Most Scandinavians don't work as many hours as you do. We work 37 hours a week, so most of us would be at home at 4 or 4:30 in the afternoon.
Not to mention all of those vacation days that you get.
Yeah, and I think, we don't have that many things to worry about because our welfare system is quite good.
Hi.
So you don't have to worry about getting sick. If you get sick, you can go to the doctor, you can go to the hospital, you don't have to worry about insurance. You don't have to save money for your kids' education. They will go to college and university for free because you paid over the taxes.
Yeah.
So even though we pay a lot of tax, people are content with that because they know they're taken care of.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it, but Hygge is also a big part of it because we like to unwind and relax when we get home and spend time together. It's important. It's an important part of being Danish.
Yeah, all of that sounds awesome. Do you have to make an effort to include Hygge in your day-to-day, or does it just kind of come natural because you grew up doing it?
Both. You have to remember it because otherwise we're like everybody else that is busy with work and kids' school things and sports and whatever. So you have to sometimes make an effort to remember it.
So it's just kind of like living intentionally, essentially, like making it your intention to do these things to make yourself feel good and make your family feel good, right?
We would often, I think it has something to do with as well. In Denmark we have fall and winter. It's a long time, it's dark outside, and you need to do something to feel nice and cozy. We use a lot of candlelights all over the house. I like to light them when I came home from work. So it makes my house looks nice, welcome. In the summertime, we often go, when we've had dinner, we often go to the beach. We live not that far from the beach. So we will pack up our things after dinner, go to the beach, go swimming in the afternoon, and sometimes pick up a bottle of wine and we could have a glass of wine, my husband and I, while the kids are swimming. And
that's interesting that you bring that up, because I was going to ask you, we often hear about Hygge as being like warm and cozy by the fire with like warm beverages, but it's hard to like relay that to the summertime months. So like with summertime approaching, how can we implement Hygge into our day-to-day when we don't necessarily want to drink hot beverages?
Yeah, I know. We would often do that. I love being in the garden. And I love the weather over here. So we would often do that when my husband comes home from work. We would go sit in the garden and take a bowl of snacks, a glass of wine, and we could just sit and talk until it's time to make dinner. It can also be having friends over spontaneous for a barbecue instead of everything being arranged and, hey, what are you doing? Would you like to come over?
I can see that now. I'm wrapping my mind around it now, because I was like, we don't necessarily want to put on fuzzy socks in the summertime, you know?
No. But you can still do Hygge in the summertime as well. And it can be different things.
You said Hygge?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you like make it like a verb?
Yeah, you can do the phrase you can do in different kind of ways. You can say about a person that he is hyggelig, like they're usually fun, warm people. You can be invited to something and say, oh, that sounds hyggelig. And that means you're looking forward to it and enjoying to come over. So you can use it in many ways, and you can say, oh, we're gonna Hygge us today.
Oh.
And that will usually be, I mean, sometimes with the kid, we will take our mattresses, put them on the floor on a Friday evening, get our duvets, a bowl of snacks, and we'll just crash on the mattresses and watch a film together. That can be Hygge as well.
That's awesome. Okay, so what was the most surprising thing about moving here to America?
I mean, I really like it here. People are really sweet, but it is very different. And I've noticed sometimes that when you come together, you don't Hygge the way we do.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went out, if we wouldn't use plastic forks and knives and platters, we would put real china on the table. We would find napkins, put candle lights on to make it warm and inviting, so that people would want to stay and sit, talk at the table, have fun.
That's really interesting. I guess I've never thought about it like that, because I think in our mind it's convenient to just be able to throw everything away.
Yeah.
But to a Dane, or is that what you would? Okay.
Yeah.
To a Dane or Danish person, that might seem like you're trying to hurry them off, maybe. Interesting. So I know that you mentioned before, when we've talked in the past, that when you moved here, it was really surprising that nobody went outside, and you were saying that the weather is so nice here, and you guys are not accustomed to having such nice weather all the time.
I mean, we were really surprised because when we moved, we live in a nice neighborhood, but everywhere the blinds are down and we don't see people. I mean, we come in their cars, drive up to the house, go into the house, and that's done. I mean, the guy that lives next to me, I've been here for almost a year. I think I've seen him 3 times. And we were just wondering, what do people do? Because you don't go in the garden because you have somebody to do that for you. It's just because we're used to that. We have a long time where the weather is bad, it's dark outside. So the moment that we see the sun and the weather is getting better, we just rush out because we want to enjoy it, want to be out. So we spend a lot of time in our garden, in our patio, and we actually like fixing up the garden ourselves. So my husband and I will work together, and the children will help when they are forced to it. But we really like to just be outside.
Yeah.
We'll just, I mean, I'll enjoy in the morning here because it's nice weather. Go out, sit on the patio, drink my coffee, have my breakfast outside. And the same when Tom's come home, we'll go outside. And we were just wondering, because we don't see kids outside, we don't see people walking their dog. Danes do a lot of bicycling, and we just wonder, what do people do?
Yeah,
they stay in their houses.
They stay at home and watch Netflix. I'm so ashamed.
I mean, I know the distances here are a lot bigger than where we live, of course, but I mean, we have our bikes with us, and when we ride through town, people are just like falling out of their cars looking at us because, oh, that's a strange people that comes on their bike.
No, but we could learn so much from you guys. That's why I love talking to you so much, because every time you or one of your family members leave, I feel like I've learned something, like legitimately. I don't always apply it, but
no.
But I wish I could more so, because I just really love your guys' outlook, and I think that it's important to get back to the basics sometimes and just, you know, be present, because I think that's like the core of what you're saying is we're not very present. So I really like that about you guys, and I always love talking to you, and I'm so glad that you agreed to do this video with me. So with that, I'm going to end this video because my other camera has already died. But I want to say a big thank you, Lisbeth, for doing this. I consider you one of my friends, and I'm thankful that you agreed to do this. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. You're my favorites. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
You did so good.
Oh, thank you.
You did awesome. You should have your own channel.
No.